Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris DeLeo. I work for MSI Supply, and I am the Instrumentation Division Manager. Today, we're going to be talking about tubing reaching out the bursting pressure and also about how to make up a tube fitting in the proper way. So in order to proceed with this demonstration, we will need the following components. We will need a pressure chamber with a hydrostatic pump. We will need a piece of 3/16 035 3/16 seamless tubing. We will need one piece of 1/2-inch tube cap. We will need one piece of 1/2-inch metal connector. We will need a crescent wrench. We will need water and Teflon tape. Before we start the demonstration, let's talk about tube fittings in a summary form. Tube fittings are connections for joining tubing, changing directions, reducing line sizes, and also closing lines of the tubing. Well, the tube fittings, they have three different components: nut, ferrule, and body. There are two different types of tube fittings: double ferrule system and single ferrule system. The double ferrule system was designed out of a necessity in order to connect tubing to a NPT port due to the tubing not being threaded. The single ferrule system has the exact same functionality as the double ferrule, with the extra advantage to perform better on vibration, tube stick, and thermal cycling issues. The ferrules are metal seals that go inside the tube fitting that actually bite down the tubing in order to make or create a leak-free tight seal between the tubing and the tube fitting. Okay, now we're gonna use this hydrostatic pressure chamber as a tester. And then we're gonna make up two tube fittings, the 1/2-inch metal connector and the 1/2-inch tube cap. Okay, now we're gonna cap this one end of this tubing with this 1/2-inch tubing cap. What we're gonna do, we're gonna make sure first that the ferrules are in there and pointing in the right direction. So the easiest way to make sure that the ferrules are in there is by sticking the tubing in, taking this apart, and making sure that the ferrule is in there. In this case, it's gonna be a single ferrule system fitting, so it's pointing to the right direction. So we go ahead and put it back on. The reason we're doing this is because if you do it without the tubing, you may drop the ferrule, and then it's gonna be a problem trying to find it. So this actually prevents the ferrule to drop. We have a starting point over here, which is this arrow indicator. The other tube fitting companies out there don't have this arrow indicator, so what most of the installers do is that they use a marker to mark a line, so they will use that as a reference point to start making up the fitting. With S-Lok, it's different. It's already included or stamped on the nut. So this is one of many innovations that S-Lok has to offer to you guys. So, okay, we'll set it right here. Again, we stick the tubing in, we bottom out, with finger tight. I'm gonna cap up front so I can do the demonstration. So it's ready right here. We get the crescent wrench. We're gonna do the 1 1/4 turn right here. Okay, so we have this covered. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and make up the other end of the tubing with a 1/2-inch metal connector that we have right here. We're gonna do the exact same process. Okay, and now we're ready to do the demonstration. We're gonna go ahead and set this chamber, and we're gonna line up the pressure with a 1/2-inch 035 3/16 seamless, which in this case is about 2,600 psi. So right here we're over 5,000 psi, which is more. This tubing is rated at, which is 2,600 psi working pressure, and actually we're going to bring it up to bursting pressure, which is going to be over 10,000 psi. So the tubing is going to burst. So it did burst over 10,000 psi, which is the bursting pressure for this 1/2 inch 035 3/16 seamless tubing. If the fittings are made up properly, it's going to be the tubing, the component that is going to blow out, and not the fittings, without presenting any leaks on both ends. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a nice day.